Sebastian Ocampo takes pole with his rival BDS alongside. Ultra starts third from Jensen Olsen and Dominic Davey Serrachiera. Tom Leon starts ninth from Lam Fong and Bracket Crumbly. There's the UK ball taking 12th position. Damian Castro and Carl Salvato with Van Horn starting 15th. We see Livery 16th from Burst Theo, Sigmund, Stevie Headley, Devin Butler, and finally Marcus Klein and Daniel Boxarov. So here we are in Portugal for the Portuguese Grand Prix. It's a little bit down about here though. 5 red lights and we're underway. And it's a good reaction time for most of the grid here. I'd imagine so, but as we head in towards turn 1, the 2 championship contenders, or the 2 main ones at least, they're side by side. BDS though with the inside line starting second, and he's able to move up into first position off of the race start. Olsen in third place trying to defend his position from Ultra. Ultra's got more clean air in front of him and he's got the inside line, and that is enough to get him up into third place and into the podium positions. Olsen in fourth from Adelaide via Thierry Headley gets a penalty. Adelaide sending it on his own teammate, moving up into fourth position. The McLaren moves up, and McLaren's still in a solid place on the left no matter which order they're in. They probably want to try and prioritize Olsen though, due to him being in the title fight. I also just want to say this right now, Mercedes still yet to get a win this season. Van Ocampo, BDS, Olsen getting multiple wins, but we've not seen a Mercedes victory yet. And yeah, Mercedes really are struggling at the moment. It is very clear that they are. I've got a huge pack of cars here. The top 7 all with 10 out of 10 cars. And that is why it's getting so competitive. Well, actually, Adelaide being a bit out of place actually, because Adelaide has a 9 car, I'm sure. Yeah, Adelaide has a car that's 9. So yeah, he's a bit out of place at the moment compared to the rest of the field. As the rain already seems to be lightening up a little bit, which is very interesting because so early on the Grand Prix, Crumbly's sending it on Castro, getting his place, and he's going to go around the outside of UK Ball, and he moves upwards into 12th position. UK Ball fighting back, sending it on the inside. However, he's not going to have the inside this time, but he will have the inside around halfway through the corkscrew, and he does take the inside, but not quick enough. Crumbly is able to keep 12th position, and he just keeps it there. He's into 12th place, and he is perfectly fine now. He goes round the final corner, and Crumbly is free to try and chase Carlos Eduardo. But here's the thing, the Renaults have put a boost into this race here. BS fast slap off the race, and yeah, that is the explanation why the Renaults are fighting in the points at the moment. There we go, Lam Fong down the inside of Tom Leon, moving up into 9th position. Renault are on fire with their boost today. I'm absolutely loving it. And yes, Sebastian Ocampo only 6 tenths off the lead right now. We've got the top 4 with just within 1.5 seconds of each other. This is pretty crazy to see. We've got BDS, Ocampo, Ultra and Olsen. Now BDS has really got to put up a fight today because he is now down to 13 points advantage in the championship. It was 25. And then, oh, Ocampo! That was a random send. You know, that is commitment, which is what Ocampo has been showing this season. Now it seemed to have backfired because he's lost speed and Ultra's got slipstream, and this is really going to be benefiting him. He enables ERS, and there we go. Ocampo dropping down to P3. This is very bad for Ocampo. Now Olsen also falling off it as BDS continues to pull out his advantage at the top of the table at the moment. This race would be really good for him. It would bring the championship advantage up to 23 points. Still not more than a race win worth of points, but it's still a lot, which will at least take a few races to recover and sort out. We had a McLaren Jensen Olsen. He's been on fire recently. He got 2 Grand Prix wins under his belt, and he's got 4 podiums now as a result. I think, I'm sure it's 4 podiums. Yeah, he's been on absolute fire ever since he got that first win in Spain. Also, don't discount the two Mercs. De Benedetto is also getting on the back of Olsen, which will put him into this fight for second place. And here's the thing, the track is drying. Also, no more rain now, so we need to try and find who the first person will be to make the pit stop. Who's going to be the first one to gamble, because DRS is enabled. The students have deemed it dry enough for DRS. So we've got the confirmation, because you can see all the cars using DRS when they're allowed to, and there we go. Our results were now under threat from Jensen Olsen. I thought it was Ocampo going for the win, but Olsen, though, he momentarily moved up into P2. Yeah, he's ahead of Sebastian at this point. Everyone stayed out this lap, though, and that is going to be a lot of pressure on these leading drivers, because these guys, they know they're going to pit this lap. Maybe it would have been worth someone pitting last lap for a set of dries, but then again, they only have to do 10 laps now on the tyre. No one's losing anything because everyone seems to be coming in this lap. So we'll just have to see how these pit stops go. In the pits come many drivers. And what about Ravo? He's been one who's been staying out. Obviously, this time he's going to be coming into the pits. I don't know if there's anyone actually staying out, because everyone seems to be wanting to come in. And yep, the track is just bone dry. Now Sebastian Ocampo, luckily for him, he managed to just get out the pits. He's at the P4 on the softs. Now if you look here, race leader Blade Sonic coming out the pits on hard compound tyres. For now, he's going to be slow. We'll have to see what happens though once these drivers come out the pits and once they get a few laps on these track compounds. David Castro in P12 at the moment. He's trading on soft. Most of the field going on to softs by the looks of it. Hard is also a pretty common tyre to choose. Carlos Savano being in P8, this is very good for Williams. He's been carrying this team on his back. Jens also on the soft, he can use that pace and he can use it to try and move upwards to overtake BDS. That is going to be his best shot of winning, by getting BDS in the next 1 or 2 laps. So he's really got to use that tyre. If the soft versus the hard, the soft is going to be quite a bit quicker for now, until the wear starts to really impact the tyre performances of the softs. But I can possibly see also at least getting into DRS range of BDS before his tyres start to fall off. Here's Ocampo though, in the Red Bull, and he just might try and pull over to the inside. No, he can't. He's not had enough time to pull over the inside, and now he's left to stay behind Ultra. Maybe that was on purpose, because he should have DRS down this straight as well. Yes, he does. But once again, can't catch. And he's just left there in P4 once again. So the only 2 medium time runners say are Ultra and Dominic De Benedetto. And also finally making some gains on Blade Dragon Sonic. He seems to be doing it though in the slow speed cornering on the exit, because that is where the grip of the softs really shows itself, and it is allowing him to catch up to Blade Dragon Sonic, who will be getting told to push, because them hards are going to make it to the end. The mediums aren't, the softs aren't, only the hards can make it to the end. So he's going to have to be quite careful if he wants to make it. Also fast up this race from Sebastian Ocampo, who's there up into P3. Perfect maneuver for Sebastian, as Ultra Bro will be getting DRS down this straight here after the first couple of corners on the racetrack. He's approaching Seb, but not quick enough. Surikera fast up this race, while Olsen still just behind BDS. Within DRS range, I did tell you that, and he did in fact get DRS range. But now that Ocampo on the soft spin freed from Ultra, he is now free himself to start pushing for the top 2. If he can try and get the top 2 today, and he does it successfully, then that will be impressive. Now also still not finding the pace he would want on the softs, as all of this fighting and pushing is going to wear his tyres out. And Sebastian Ocampo will start to close it. Got a virtual safety car out for Lam Fong, who's out there, so you can see the car all the way over there. Oh, damn, that must have been a pretty big lockup or something, which sent him into the wall. That's all I can imagine. But yeah, it's a bad crash for Lam Fong. We all gonna hope that he's okay, because that is a pretty big impact by the looks of it. But yes, he's ending and also needs a good restart. Sebastian Ocampo needs a good restart. There we go, Ocampo pulling away now. Now, will he gain or lose? It looks like he's gained massively as he's getting on the back of Olsen insanely quickly. Olsen's not had a good restart, really, especially in comparison to Ocampo. He's now right with them, but the softs, I said it, they're wearing out. And this is where the performance drop-off will be. Seven tyres are not going to be too happy by the time we get to the end of this race. In fact, they won't even be on the car. They'll be in the garage getting sent back to Pirelli. Well, actually not even Pirelli, sorry. But yeah, they will be sent back to our tyre supplier, as Versio has a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision with livery. The AlphaTauri final race point, and obviously he's deemed the reason for the collision, so he's given the penalty. Lap 10 begins and Sebastian Ocampo right on the back of Jensen Olsen. You can see there's only a few tenths between these two, but I imagine a pit stop will be coming in sometime soon for these drivers. The mediums, they'll be due to wear soon. You can see there, 63%, there it is. Visible wear is appearing, and that is a way you do not like at all. And Ultra moving up into third place. This is definite proof the softs are falling off now. Kruppel and Castro, they're pitting as well. These teams should take it into mind. McLaren and Red Bull, they should be pitting their drivers, because the softs will no longer be working. And yeah, look at all that wear. As there is a Williams in the way there, Olsen is past that Williams easily. That is Daniel Bogdasarov. And there we go, Ultra's through. Ocampo is not. Ocampo's being held up completely. And what is going on there? They have to come into the pits now. There's just no choice. But what was going on there? Even Verdette as well. That is just Bogdasarov being a nightmare for these drivers. And moving on to mediums, this is just not how you should be racing. As out of the pits is Olsen. And I was definitely hoping for a good strategy here. Definitely hoping for a very good final 5 laps to this race. The UK Wall coming in for a second time on the medium combat tyres. Now the hards, they're still working. The wear will start to get to them though in the next couple laps. Probably next lap, or possibly the end of this lap, we will start to see the visible wear appear on the tyre. It's looking like it will be next lap. There's in the pits again, Zygmunt. This is for mediums. Now, also needs to get ahead of David Serracchiara and Ryder Simpson, because his softs have fell off completely. If also wants any chance of winning today, he needs to get a move, and he does it. Also moves up into 6th place today with an incredible manoeuvre. Now he's got Tom Leon up next. Sorry, that's not Tom Leon. That's a Sauber. Why the Sauber's here? Well, that's Marcus Klein, who is definitely struggling. Also, DRS comes to the line, and he's currently 19.8 seconds back with 4 laps to go. This is going to be a difficult challenge, and BDS is looking to be on his way to win this race. However, tyre wear is going to come into play, and it's going to really change the way this race has been shaped. Ocampo 3 seconds off of Ultra Bro, and yeah, he's going to be furious with what happened before. So now his only hope is for Ultra himself to be held up by the Williams to minimize damage, and that's just the opposite of what happened. Ultra led by easily without any issues, as now Ocampo is free to chase that Williams. But if he gets held up again, then something really gaffy said about Bogdasarov's driving. as we start 13th lap, 3 laps to go. Ocampo led by easily, but here it is, the man on the final step of the podium. He's being attacked now by Revo. Revo goes to the inside line and he's going to go up into third. But there we go, Olsen, he is on the back of these two. Ultra starting the lap. And there we go, round this left-hander. Olsen should have DRS and he does. This should be 2 easy moves for him. But he's going to have to make them now. He's unable to. The gap is getting pretty low between him and BDS. With a few more laps left, he just needs to get a move on. There's Adelaide up into P3, also moving up into P4. Maybe this was planned at McLaren, because it's given Adelaide P4 and Olsen's up into podium places. Revo on the attack again, down the inside at the corkscrew. And he moves up into 4th. Now look at that, 11.9 seconds. The gap just keeps going down, and I feel Olsen is at least got P2 here. He's probably going to finish second in this race. Sebastian Ocampo will be furious at the moment with what's going on. Now, I'm really not surprised in the slightest, as Revo still fighting around with Marcus Adelaide. Adelaide moving up through into 4th position again. As in the pits for a second time today, Devin Butler, to survive on that tyre any longer, he's now there into brand new mediums. While Olsen can probably see, yes he can see the Mandel. Davies Arquero fast up the race for the Mercedes and P9, and now the race goes Revo. The Italian driver for Ferrari is out of the Portuguese Grand Prix, and he will be absolutely gutted there. But this here, the virtual safety car will be helping BDS in making sure he doesn't lose any time. It's got to be a good restart for Olsen. It kind of is, but he did just have to brake, and he goes straight for the attack up into 2nd place. He is now 2nd in the Grand Prix, and BDS will just lead on to the final lap of this race. Hard tyres very clearly being the better tyre to be on overall in this race, and you've very much seen it. There's just no denial in it. 9 seconds separate to top 2. 8 seconds is just not going to be enough time though for the McLaren to take 1st place. So it's safe to say Dominic Vendetta is on for a title defense, and into the wall! Sebastian Ocampo! He needs to keep 6th position. Anything to reduce the damage, but going in the wall like that is just not going to be worth it. Davis Arquero gets a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision, while Carlos Eduardo is held up by a Sauber in the middle sector. Ocampo again! What is going on with this man who's just completely losing it right now? Around the final 2 corners, it is Blade Dragonsonic who will cross the line eventually to win the Portuguese Grand Prix and show that he's not done yet, and he's still here to charge for the title. He's going to extend that gap well over 25 points. Jens Stolzen has another podium for him as he finishes in 2nd place, and Devendel successfully defends his 3rd place. Incredible stuff there. Ultra finishing 4th from Adelaide. Now Davies Arquero has a 5-second time penalty, so Ocampo, who's very much struggling, he's off the track as well. Both Arquero and Tom Leon have penalties. Eduardo is getting right on the back of the Filipino. And look at them times crossing the line. It looks like Ocampo's safe for P6. Now Carlos Eduardo, he is going to be moving up himself up to P7. UK will finish off points. And Castro gets P11 from Crumply, Van Horn, Livery and Sigmund. With Versti, Wedley, Butler, Klein, Boxar all being a lap down from Raven Lamfong, who DNF'd earlier on in the Grand Prix. We had absolute devastation there for Sebastian. It's P6, but it's just not what you need when you're in a title challenge. But here it is, a podium of 3 different constructors again. Wow. This point is not even a surprise. But yeah, with that, Let us know your winner today from Jensen Olsen and Dominic DiBenedetto. What incredible performances by these three, all choosing the correct tires, really. BDS and DiBenedetto staying out to the end, but when they first went on their first set of tries, Olsen making his secondary pit stop in this race. And with that, we're done. Let's listen to the Nigerian national anthem. BDS also together your podium finish safe, also and late for the top 5. We can just sit there confirm that we have Eduardo and 7 from Team Sokera, Tom Leon and K-Roll, back from the 11th, and we have Daniel Castro, Jack Van Horn, Livery, Sigmund vs Theo, Huey Headley, Jack Butler, Max Klein, Bob Sarah, Raven and Lam Fong. So with that, we're done in Portugal. We'll see you next time when F1 Classic returns, while BDS extends his lead in the championship. And everyone have a good day. Goodbye.